Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and we are on the way to fight the 4th Fiend in his flying fortress, or rather her flying fortress, I guess. Yeah, seems kinda wild how, just last part we took on the 3rd guy, the Kraken, and then just 2 parts before that we took down the 2nd one, Merilith. Man, these guys are falling like flies! I mean, really, I'm killing them in like 2 or 3 turns. So, yeah. Also, Audacity is stopped. I am worried. Okay, there we go. It's going again. It stopped already. God, that's a good omen. And we get a crap ton of gil. That razor earlier, I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think it might be a knife for the thief. But the defender is already better, so I'm just not going to use it. But we have a lot of these rooms that are kind of shaped like a cross, or just have like offshoots of paths and then rooms with treasures in them, and another healing helm. Man, they really want me to have that. And a protect ring, even though I already have 4 of those. Oh well, it's still pretty good. And apparently we finally have a new enemy, the Death Knight. So apparently those guys that we met back at the Mirage Tower were like Dark Knights or something like that. And oh hey, nightmares can snort. But in the opposite direction of what you're thinking. Yeah. But still. Not that bad. The Death Knights are... I think they might be able to cast Death. I mean, that would make sense, given their namesake. But I'm not exactly sure. And here we have an Air Elemental and a Spirit Naga. Air Elemental goes down quickly, not that difficult at all, and Spirit Naga the same. That might partially be because I'm kinda really overleveled at this point. I mean, like, okay, on this floor we can also find Earth Medusas, and I think that this is the only floor that you can find them. There are certain floors, or rather certain monsters that you can only find on like 1 or 2 floors in certain dungeons. You might want to look up where those are, because I really don't say or remember where they are. So you might want to look it up, or just fight the monsters on the floor that I end up fighting them on. Mithril Helm, really? That's old news. We got that like 5 parts ago and we've destroyed it since then, or rather sold it or something. Most likely sold it. More gil. I swear I'm going to hit the limit on gil, which I'm pretty sure is 999,999. That's how much gil we can hold in the game. Oh, hey, this is something that you definitely want to pick up. It's an optional key item, but it's very, very helpful. The Adamantite. So now we can all become Wolverine. Or was that Adamantium? Something along those lines. Well, yeah. So there's either the entrance or the exit to this floor to go to the next one. There's a black robe, obviously, for the Black Wizard, and a white robe for our non-existent White Wizard. However, apparently we already have something better for him, so, oh well. It's there. I think I pretty much have better equipment than what's being offered here. I mean, aside from the Sunblade, I already have a Diamond Shield. There's another ribbon, that's pretty good. Want to give that to... oh, that's a little bit of a decrease in defense, but... I'll think about it. I'll keep the ribbon, especially since they only sell for like 1 gil, and even so I'll probably be at the limit anyways. But you never know, I might switch to using it. I'm pretty sure they give you a total of 4 ribbons in the game. I mean, that's usually how it works. Well, they give you enough ribbons for 1 party member each. Oh, hey, it's more of those robot guys. Interesting. Let's talk to them. Okay, we can see the entire world, but we can do that with B-Select. Well, if you go ahead and look at this, you can see... Oh, whoa, Chaos Shrine. That's back at the beginning of the game. Well, it'll show you this, which is pretty neat. It shows you the locations of all the crystals. Even though the blue one is technically way underwater, probably a bit farther from Onrak, and the green one is all the way in the sky, and the green one being wind. But yeah, that's pretty neat. It's a neat looking effect. So now we know where we have to go once we beat all 4 of the fiends, which is the Chaos Shrine, which is pretty neat how they have you go back there, and there's more to that place than what originally met the eye. So yeah, it's very neat. I like that a lot. But now we can... All these squares will say, analyzing Tiamat, no weakness. So, yeah, I checked all of them thinking that one of them would tell me a weakness, but that's not the case apparently. Also here we have Rakshasas. Pretty resilient to magic, I believe, and I think they can cast magic themselves, but otherwise not that bad. Also, Baron, our knight here, hit the max amount of HP, 999. They upgraded that since this game to 9,999, and then up since that. I think the highest amount of HP you can have in Final Fantasy 13 is like 30,000 with Snow, and the lowest is like 22,000 with a fully leveled up character. Around that amount. So, yeah, it's been greatly upgraded since then. Numbers not nearly as high at all in this game compared to other games in the series, but it's still balanced. It's not like you're going to get enemies doing like 4-digit damage in this game at all, and you're not going to be doing 4-digit damage either unless you have some really good setup going. Ah, Sasuke's blade. Okay, it's actually better for the ninja, that's good. So we finally have an upgrade for him. And, well, more attack power, yeah, more killing stuff. Including stone golems. Which, yeah, look at that Sasuke's blade, it's 520. It's doing almost as much as our knight. Yeah, the ninja is starting to get good. And if you give him, I think he can learn haste, not entirely sure on that, but if you give him temper and some other buffing/debuffing spells, he will be a pretty good character. But I ended up not getting him buffing/debuffing spells for a while. Which is something that I wish I did. I wish I had gone back to the early towns and get the old magic for my knight and ninja. But I didn't think that they would be all too helpful because, I mean, they're level 1 and 3. 1 through 3. They're old news. But they're better than what I made them out to be. Well, mainly buffing and debuffing. That's really the only thing that the level 1 through 3 spells are good for nowadays. And going to go ahead cut here until I find the Vampire Lord. And I found the Vampire Lord. They are weak to fire, but then they will cast Null Blaze on themselves, so they won't be as weak to fire. But a good old strike with our swords and stuff will kill them just fine. I think that Null Blaze affects all party members. That's another thing that I wish I did. I wish I'd gotten all the Null spells for my, at least the Red Mage. Maybe some of the early ones for the Knight. Oh, our Black Wizard is about to hit the max amount of MP that we can have. Also, once again, to comment on the levels, I think that when I went through this place, I ended it with, like, level 50 around there, and I ended up beating the game at level 60. Well, now I am at level 60, so yeah, it just goes to show you how over-leveled I am at this point. Now, this floor infinitely loops on itself. However, if you go left 2 rooms, and then and then keep on going down, you should be able to find the staircase. If you don't find it for a while, then head 1 left, and then keep on going down for a while. If you don't find it, then just continue, and yeah, there you go. And here's the last couple enemies that we can find in this area. Oh look, it's Astos, and he's still just as weak. Yeah, and here is a super boss, quote-unquote. You can only find him on this floor alone, with a 164 chance. So, very difficult to find. But he's really powerful, lots of attack, does quite a bit of damage, and doesn't take... Well, he can regenerate for one, so he just basically regenerated all that the ninja hit plus some. But you're actually going to want to buff and stuff for once. And with haste, well, that was also critical, but the ninja did a lot more that time. And wow, Black Mage took 300 from that. That's actually quite a bit. Yeah, Death Machine, he's a lot harder in the original version of this game, the NES version, but still, quite possibly one of the hardest enemies that we met up with so far. And he's actually lasting longer than some of the fiends have. Cough, Merilith, cough. I mean, this is like his 3rd turn now, and now our characters are flashing in epileptic seizure mode attack. Unfortunately, this guy's a robot, so he won't die of a seizure. However, he will die of fading out from enough sword wounds, but he gives a whole bunch of experience, lots of money. He's just really rare, so you really only want to go after him if you're going for the Bestiary. And then we can also find our 4th fiend. I wonder what happens if you were to, like, sequence break, because you can go without beating Merilith and continue on to this area. Heck, I could have gone without beating Kraken first and just go to this guy second. Wonder if he would have said that just the Lich has fallen. Anyways, here we have Tiamat, which is the strongest fiend of the 4. She is guarding the Wind Crystal. I'm pretty sure that's a girl. Can't really tell, but I'm pretty sure the Tiamat is supposed to be a female. So, haste up, temper up. I'm not sure if this is the point where I learned that temper is actually really good or not. Looks like it's not, but oh well. Flare is also really good, but still buff up. Haste, Protera, Invisira, use your Null spells, especially Null Thunder, or whatever it's called, Null Shock. Yeah, it's Null Shock. And that'll be helpful, because although this is a wind guard, there was no wind element yet. It was just your basic Fire, Thunder, Blizzard. So, yeah, Null Shock, Invisira, Protera, Haste, and Temper on your fighters, and then Flare and whatever your black or red mage has, red wizard. Should probably be either Thundaga or Firaga. But Tiamat also goes down without much of a fight. I was expecting Tiamat to be more difficult. Now well. So there we go, we've beaten the Tiamat, completely overpowering it. I think that the Death Machine ended up doing more damage than the Tiamat did through their battles. And also the Death Machine lasted longer. So I guess all things considered, yeah, Death Machine is a super boss. So, there we go. And thus, we have restored the final crystal. And we can go in the tower, we can go ahead and watch this place open up. The final bonus dungeon. And there's a Lufenian. See, that actually makes sense. Because we just met the Lufenians and then they taught us, like, how to go to this area. No, they gave us the charm to go to this area. And then the mermaid. I think it was a mermaid in the water place as well. That made sense. But the gnome just seems kind of out of place in the fire area. Just because it's been a while since we've seen the gnomes. Wait, was it? No, it was an elf. That's even more out of place. So if the elf and the gnome were to, like, switch places, that would make more sense, I believe. Okay, so there we go. 4 crystals saved. Also, I did not mean to go to Mount Golg or Mount Oh yeah, I am meaning to go to Mount Duergar. You remember that adamantite that we picked up earlier? Well, we're going to put it to use. Now, once I can find Mount Durgar. Durgar. I don't know. It's a mountain. Oh look, there's Cornelia, where we started the game. Holy crap. Blast from the past, man, a whole 10 parts ago. To think it's only been 10 parts. I mean, the bonus dungeons will increase how much time this takes significantly. I mean, it's literally like a third, or somewhere between a third and half of this Let's Play. Probably, it's closer to a third though. But still. There's that. We give this guy the adamantite. Yes, it is indeed adamantite, at least that's what it said in the little message window when I grabbed it. And he will make us a sword by smashing the adamantite 4 times. Or 5. Okay, way to prove me wrong there. Doing! Or done, rather. But yeah, we got a pretty sweet looking sword. It is the Excalibur. Not the best sword in the game. It was in the NES version, but now there's stuff in the bonus dungeons that are better than it. But still, it's really, really good. So let's go ahead and give it to him. Nobody can take the Sunblade, unfortunately. But we now have the Excalibur, the strongest weapon in the game, in the main game. There, that's something. So with that, we have pretty much completed everything here, except for the bonus dungeons and the final area. Although there is an enemy that I missed in the Waterfall Cavern. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Meanwhile, I'm going to explain what's going to happen. I am going to go through the final area of the game in the next couple parts, 1 or 2, or maybe 3, I forget how long it takes me. So I'm going to go do that, and then after that, I'm going to go to all the bonus dungeons, go through all those, and then we'll have the finale after that. That's basically how this is going to work. I forgot, when you beat this game, beat the final boss and everything, you can't, like, there is no just continue from, like, the last point you saved, or right outside the boss's room, or right outside Chaos Shrine, nothing like that. The game's just over, and you'll start a new game plus. Otherwise, you'll have to go through the dungeon again and start from your last save point if you saved in a different file. So, I forgot about that. However, I'm going to say, like, oh, I'm just going to show you, like, how to get to the final boss if you don't want to do the bonus dungeons. But then I'm going to go do the bonus dungeons, and then we'll do the finale after that. So, I ended up explaining that, like, in the final part before the final boss in text, just in case I forgot. But I didn't. So it's going to be reiterated then, but for now that's the plan, and that's how the plan is sticking. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now we just gotta head on over to the Chaos Shrine, which we will start in the next video. So yeah, we're nearing the end of the game, except not really because of bonus dungeons. But we'll cover that in the next video. Or the next couple videos. See you then.